The Augustinians, named after Augustine of Hippo, are members of either two distinct types of Catholic religious order, dating back to the first millennium, but formally created in the 13th century, and some Anglican religious order created in the 19th century, though technically there is no order of St. Augustine in Anglicanism. Two other orders, the orders of Augustinian Recollects and the Descalced Augustinians, were once part of the Augustinian order under a single prior general. The Recollect friars, founded in 1588 as a reform movement of the Augustinian friars in Spain, became autonomous in 1612 with their first prior general, Enrique de la Sagrada. The Descalced friars became an independent congregation with their own prior general in 1592 and were raised to the status of a separate mendicant order in 1610.
Spread of spirituality of an Augustinian. Member of any of the Roman Catholic religious orders and the congregation of men and women whose constitutions are based on the rule of St. Augustine. More specifically, the name is used to designate members of two main branches of Augustinians, namely the Augustinian canons and the Augustinian hermits, with their female offshoots. The rule comprises instructions on the religious life written by St. Augustine, the great Western theologian. So the first branch is the Augustinian canons. There were in the 11th century the first religious order of men in the Roman Catholic to combine clerical status with a full common life. The second branch is the Augustinian hermits, or the Austin friars. So there were one of the great mendicant orders of the Middle Ages.
The Augustinians are all over the place in more than 47 countries throughout the world. This includes the countries Brunei, Czech Republic, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Chile, Belgium, and etc. In the Philippines, many Augustinians are found in Cebu. There are people under the Augustinian family or group follow the rule of Augustine. They exist as independent societies or have been formally inclined to the worldwide Augustinian order. One of these are the Alexian brothers located in the US, Europe, Ireland, and India, the brother of the Assumption in the Congo, and the sisters of St. Joan of Arc in Quebec, United States, and Rome.
The Augustinian was founded in the Tuscany region in Italy. The Augustinians follow the rule of St. Augustine, which is divided into 8 chapters: purpose and basis of common life, prayer, moderation, and self-denial, safeguarding chastity and fraternal correction, the care of community goods and treatment of sick, asking for pardon and forgiving others, governance and obedience, and observance of the rule. The Augustinians also use the charism of gift from the Holy Spirit to guide the communal life. The teaching and writing of Augustine, the Augustinian rule, and the lives of experiences of Augustinians over 16 centuries help define the ethos and special charism of the order.
Augustine was canonized by popular acclaim and later recognized as the Doctor of the Church in 1298 by Pope Boniface VIII. His feast day is 28 August, the day on which he died. He is considered He is considered the patron saint of brewers, printers, theologians, and number of cities and dioceses. First is Augustine of Hippo, the rule of Saint Augustine, which founded in Rome 1968. Second is the Augustinians, 1244 to 1994, or our history in picture.
There are certain issues regarding Augustine's theodicy, and first was Fortunatus. Fortunatus criticized Augustine's theodicy by proposing that if God gave free will to the human soul, then he must be implicated in human sin. Fortunatus proposed that evil exists beyond the evil acts people commit, and that people commit such acts because of their own flawed nature. Francesco Antonio Zaccaria. The Italian theologian Francesco Antonio Zaccaria criticized Augustine's concept of evil in the 18th century. He noted the distinction between using the term evil to imply blame and to imply lament, and he argued that Augustine posited sin to have occurred before suffering. The scholars of religion Paul Ingram and Frederick Strang argued that the teachings of Buddhism challenges Augustine's view of good and evil, proposing a dualism in which good and evil have equal value instead of casting good over evil, as Augustine did. Ingram and Strang argued that the Augustinian theodicy fails to account for the existence of evil before Adam's sin, which Genesis presents in the form of serpent's temptation. Is process theology. In God, Power, and Evil, a Process Theodicy, published in 1976, David Ray Griffin criticized Augustine's reliance on free will and argued that it is incompatible with divine omniscience and omnipotence. Griffin argued in later works that humans cannot have free will if God is omniscient. He contended that if God is truly omniscient, then he will know infallibly what people will do, meaning that they cannot be free.